The layout of the Prashna Upanishad is very simple. 6 illustrious seekers of truth approach a sage named Pippalada and ask him to guide them along the spiritual path. Pippalada says to them, "Okay, you stay with me for a year, practicing self-restraint and some trust, and at the end of the year, I'll answer your questions." So the students stayed with him for a year, and then through the questions that they ask and the answers given by the sage, we get to know about truth. So after a year passed, a student asked him, "Who created the universe?" Pippalada replied, "The Lord meditated and brought forth prana and rai, the giver of name and form. And through these two, innumerable creatures were created for him. Prana is the bright part and rai the dark." And then he went on to explain that there are various forces that help the body function. These are space, air, fire, water, and earth. But above all these resides prana. Without prana, the body cannot function. Then a hymn was sung to prana. Then someone asked the sage, "Where does prana come from?" The sage replied, "You ask very searching questions, but since you're a sincere seeker of Brahman, I'll tell you. The self created prana. Just as a man casts a shadow, the self casts prana into the bodies at the time of birth, so that the desires of the mind can be fulfilled." And then he went on to describe all the functions of prana. Someone asked him, "Where is the self?" And the sage replied, the self resides in the body, along with its 16 forms. At first, prana was created. Through prana came desire, and from desire, space, air, fire, water, earth, the senses, the mind, and food. And from food comes strength, austerity, the scriptures, sacrifice, and all the different worlds. And everything was given name and form. The self is the hub of the wheel of life. The 16 forms are like the spokes. The self is the goal of life. He has to be realized. Realizing the self, there is no more name and form. One becomes immortal. The students were very happy with his answers, and they said, "We love you like a father. You have taken us across the sea to the other shore. Let us adore the illumined sages. Let us adore the illumined sages." Thank you.